know thyself, right? This video is about identity. So last week I made a post about identity, right? And how important it is to know thyself, to truly know who you are. And it's extremely important, because if you don't know your identity, like who you truly are, who you were truly made to be, then you'll be influenced by external forces and external sources, and just and all things external. They'll infiltrate. External will infiltrate your identity and tell you who to be, and you'll just be anything that society tells you, anything that you think people tell you, and you'll try to fit into the mold that other people make for you, or you'll try to identify with whatever you desire, right? Your sinful nature. The problem with that is that we're all we all have a sinful nature, by the way. Like we just all do. And sin, we were made good, right? Created good, but sin entered the world, and and by nature we're all born into sin. So our desires are crooked, bent, right? All of us have a bent or crooked nature. Some of us are just bent in certain ways, in different ways, right? No one way is better than the other. We're just all bent. But if you try to identify with your desires, then you're bending, right? And that's crooked. That's going to be bent or crooked or flawed. It's not your best self, your highest version of you, right? The fullest version of you. No, you're bending to fit. And the problem with that is because long term you can't sustain that. You can't sustain it long term, because there's a cognitive dissonance, right? Cognitive dissonance. There's a disconnect between what you know deep down in your mind, what you know, and what you're trying to bend to be, right? So deep down, somewhere deep down, no matter what you repeat in your mind to tell yourself, you know that you're not that. And that disconnect, that dissonance, the longer it lasts, the more toxic it is. It turns into stuff like um, the disassociation, right? People have like gender disassociation or gender dysphoria. It turns into identity issues like imposter syndrome and just hypocrisy. None of that is long lasting. You can't that can't last forever. Because it eats away at you, because you're bending and twisting to try to be something that deep down you just know that I'm not. Now I do know that some things get to be more complicated, at a chemical level sometimes, and I'm not claiming to be like some scientist or whatever. This is about identity, and it's more spiritual, from a spiritual aspect, from a spiritual perspective. But the issue is that you trying to bend to fit won't last, and it's not best for you, right? It's not your best self. So what you're trying to do, like I explained it like this, and I use this analogy in another video, but I'm gonna use it again because it fits. So that's like me saying, okay, um, I can be whatever I want to be, and that's a common theme in our society. Like people say that a lot. You can be whatever you want to be, and I could be whatever I want to be. And that's misleading, right? Because let's say I want to be an NHL player, right? A professional hockey player. So I dress up the part, I get all the official gear. I walk around in the official gear, get all the pucks and the sticks and everything like that. And even though deep down I know I'm not. This is not me. Like I'm not this thing that I'm trying to be, but I still put the effort into to being it. Now, and that's dangerous, because when I get on the ice, I'll break an ankle trying to do what professional hockey players do, and I'm not meant to be like I can't skate with the skaters, right? I can't swing the puck. I can't do any other professional hockey things, because that's not who I am. being who God called you to be is the highest version of yourself, not what you feel like you can be, or what you want. Being who your creator created you to be, that's your fullest self, right? You're most fulfilled in that. And I think a lot of people who don't know that who they are deep down, who and they try to mix it, um they'll deep down, and if they're honest, they understand that there's not a satisfaction. Like there's something missing. They go through life and something's missing, something's not right. Disassociation, dysphoria, disconnect, dissonance. Something's off. Like something's not connecting, right? um think about a fish, right? It'll be like a fish out of water. You hear that a lot, that term a lot, a fish out of water. But think about a fish. Like let's say I just decide, and this is not far fetched either, because we live in a time where people think they can just they can identify with whatever, right? Even like cats, stuff like that. So let's say a fish. Let's say I love fish, the way they swim, the way they move, how graceful they are in the water. I choose to identify as a fish. I want to be a fish. So I try to do what fish do. Um, and immediately you see, right? Immediately other fish that were born fish, they know I'm in there looking weird, trying to, my, even my body, my who I am tells me, it lets me know I am not made to be like this. This is not my best self, because I can't hold my breath like a fish does. Oh, a fish doesn't even see that. Look what I meant. A fish doesn't even hold their breath. A fish could breathe air. If I try to do that, then I'm hurting myself. What am I doing? There's no there, like I know deep down, I know no matter what I'm playing in my mind, and what I desire to be, I can't be a fish, because I was not made to be a fish, right? That may upset like some people, but it's the truth, and it's the truth in love. So I hope you hear it like in love, like me giving this to you in a loving way. That's not your best self. We all of our desires, all of us have a sinful nature. We our desires are bent, right? No one is better or worse than the other one, but in Jesus Christ we have a way to have a new identity, right? A new identity, who God made us to be, and who Jesus is calling us to be. That's our best selves, right? So I can be fully that without it harming me, right? I don't gotta, like, I won't bend. It won't hurt for me to do to be that, because I was made to be that. Just like a screwdriver, I use this example a lot. A screwdriver was made to fit into the screw, perfectly made, right? It's a perfect fit. It don't got to force. It don't have to. It don't have. There's no gaps when it fits. It fits perfect, right? So Jesus gives us a new identity, right? We're new creatures. That's what the Bible says. Old things are passed away, and behold, all things become new. Like we have we can become new. We can have an identity. So the best person to tell you and help you discover who you truly are, and not only that, but help you to navigate who you've been trying to be, right? He can help you navigate out of trying and striving to be whatever you think you want, or whatever you want it to be. Help you navigate that and navigate it into who you were always made to be, right? And that will fit perfect, like a glove, like a screw and a screwdriver. That will be your highest and best self. I'm trying to save you money on on like uh hair and makeup and surgeries, and just like money that you would spend with like comparison, getting into I'm trying to save you emotional distress, in the comparison thing, trying to keep up with the Joneses. No, you don't have to do all that when you know. No, I know who I am. I don't have to compete with you in this lane because that's not my lane. It, I don't have to do all of this other stuff because I know who I am, so I can run my race. I can be myself, and I don't have to buy these types of clothes to try to look a certain part and get you to think that I'm important. And which is another thing where we find importance in identity, and it is important. Identity is important, but we try to what we do, or what we I see is a lot of us who don't really know ourselves. We have to spend money as like an actor, right? We have to spend money on things so other people can think that we are a certain way. Does that make sense? I have to buy all the name brand stuff, right? Because I want other people to think that I'm important, or that other people think that I have money. When really I could be going through a season where it's, money's really low. Like I got a budget, money's tight, but I want people to because I get importance from that. If other people think that I'm a certain way, if other people think that I have money or status, then that they'll think I'm important, even though I don't truly feel important. So I'll spend money on hair and makeup and clothes and surgeries and buying things, material. Spend a lot of money as a costume, right? So other people would think that I am a certain way, or I have a certain status, but all the while I'm empty, right? I'm not fulfilled. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to save you time and money and effort, emotional energy by knowing yourself. Get to know the one who created you. Get to know the one who gives identity, and then get in touch with that, and then get to know who you are. And then you don't have to I don't have to prove anything to anybody else. I know who I am. So if I want to buy if I want to drive a 1987 whatever, then or beat up whatever, it doesn't matter. I know who I am, right? It doesn't matter what people think I am. I know, and my creator knows, and I'm fully filled in that, right? I hope all that makes sense. I hope I didn't get too offensive, but sometimes I'm okay with that if it's the truth, all right? Because the truth, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Free here, right? Free in your mind, free in your heart, free in your life, free in your finances. Spend less money on makeup. Who cares what people think you look like? I'm not saying don't take care of yourself. And don't cut your hair, don't do hygiene. Take care of your hygiene. Do that, please. Like it's summertime. Take care of your hygiene. But you don't have to go like out your way to spend extra energy and extra money, and extra time on social media, posting and making making your life seem like it's a certain way, so people can think that you are important. No, you're already important because you're important to God, right? You have identity. And you have identity in Christ. You can be a new creature. You don't have to prove that, right? So you can get some sleep at night. You don't have to worry about what people. You don't have any hypocrisy in your life, or comparison issues. You're not trying to keep up with with other people, and you're not trying to live your life for anything external, right? I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helped. All right. Happy Sunday. Wait, I forgot to add this part. So when I talked about the energy and the effort, and the money, all that it takes to be something that you're not, that's an indicator of you trying to be something that you're not, right? It's the fact that you're trying to go against the grain. So well, you don't. Here's a good indicator, right? Um, a frog doesn't have to try to be a frog. It comes effortless. That's what I just am, right? Um, uh, a singer, a person who's meant to be created to be a singer, gifted to be a singer, they don't have to try hard. They work on their craft and probably work on their voice, but it just comes. Um, uh, the same way with anything else that's made to be like a screwdriver don't have to try hard. That's just easy. When it's screwing in that's easy. And when it's unscrewing a screw, it doesn't have to try hard. But imagine an Allen wrench trying to unscrew that screw. There's a lot of effort. You got to really, because you're trying to go against what you created to be. And that's what people do in life when they don't know themselves. That's why I said it's so important to really know your identity and know who you are, because you will spend less effort and energy trying to go against what you are. That's an indicator that you're not in tune and in touch with who you are, what your true identity is. And that's why you have so many disassociations and dysphorias and disconnects, right? And you spend so much money trying to look the part and be the part, and you spend a lot of effort trying to act the part. But when you just are. You don't have to try, right? I just am. I am a Bible teacher. I don't have to try hard. Me and my wife was having a conversation about it, and she was like, when I read some of the stuff that you wrote, she was complimenting me, which she's my biggest supporter. So she was complimenting me. She was like, it sounds it sounds like professional, and what she was saying was that I'm operating in my gift, and that's, I don't have to try hard to be a Bible teacher. I'm gifted and created to do that, to be that. So that's what I'm trying to encourage you to do. Like, spend less effort trying to force the fit to be something else, right? And just be who you are. Listen to the power of this, and that's why I said it's good to know who your creator is, because he's the source of identity. He knows, he's fully convinced of who he is. Listen to the power in this. Moses was asking God. He said, "Who should I?" Because God was telling Moses, "Go tell Pharaoh to let my people go." You know that's your story, because that's a song. Let my people go. So God, they was having a conversation. God was sending Moses. Moses was like, said, "Who should I say sent me?" And God told Moses his name, which he had never exposed before. He had never said his name. He said Yahweh, right? I made another video about Yahweh. It means breath, but what it translates to, I am. He said, "Go tell them I am sent you. I am that I am," right? Look at the power in that, in that identity. God is certain of who he is. I am. I just am. Go tell them I am sent you. I'm not I'm going to be. After I get this surgery, I will be, or after I buy these, when I get these kicks, or when I go get that car, or when I finally get a house, I'm gonna be, or I can't wait till I get that job, and then I will be, or I'm growing up, I'm getting up to it, and one day I will be, or I used to be somebody. No, like I am. Today I am. Yesterday I am. The beginning of time I am. The end of time I am. Consistent. That's power. Like that's so much power in just knowing, look, I know who I am. I am like fully aware of who I am. I am that I am. That's it. I don't have to dress it up. I don't have to try to be who I am. I don't have to try. I just am, right? That's the power in knowing who you are. A lion would have to try very hard to be a penguin, and vice versa. and then look, it kind of looks ridiculous. A penguin trying to be a lion. Imagine a gazelle running away from a penguin, acting like he's a lion. We don't believe it. Like, you're fooling yourself. That's called delusion. And I'm sorry if that sounds harsh, but that's the truth. That's how it looks to the world, because even cognitive dissonance, even that you're trying to be something that you're not. So instead, try to be everything that you are. That's your most powerful self. I just am this. I know who I am, and I'm fully aware, and I stand firm in it, right? And the best way to do that is to get to know the one who gave you his, your identity, who created you, and who is fully aware of who he is, right? I am that I am. That's what I wanted to add to this. So yeah. All right, now that's the end.